Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I'm out here in the garage for another Garage Gun Talk video. Now I have to tell you, I know when I'm releasing this video, and it's probably about 24 hours old, because I'm filming this video about 3 hours after I filmed my last video, but I'm going to wait a day to release it, because the day that I release this, which should be Wednesday, is one of my busiest work days. And most likely, unless I had to make some type of special car video because some type of big breaking news has happened, I can't make a video. So I'm going to make the video tonight because I just got back from the range. I said I was going to go to the range, and I did. And I had some very interesting experiences tonight, and I want to talk about it. And maybe I'm going to make some people happy, and then maybe I'm going to make some other people upset. So let's talk about what happened at the range tonight. I took 2 guns to the range because I got a ton of stuff, as you guys know, in the vault that needs to get reviewed. And so the 2 guns I reviewed tonight, actually the first one here is a range report revisit on a Kahr CW45. Okay, let's talk about this one first. Actually, I reviewed this one second at the range. And let me tell you, my feelings on this gun from about a year ago are exactly the same, if not worse. I hate this gun. I hate this gun. Now, I know some people are going to absolutely say I got it wrong. And by the way, the original range report on this gun was on my original channel. And it is set to be re-released in early January 2024. Okay, because I got so many videos that are out. So I'm going to do a range report revisit on this one, and I'm going to release this one like 2 days after the re-release of that original range report. And in that original range report, people always commented that I got this gun wrong. They said, this is one of the greatest concealed carry 45s ever. They love it. They shoot it awesome. And I was excited when Richard lent this to the channel because I reviewed Jack's in the past. I think it was Jack's. And I didn't like it. I didn't shoot it well. I hated it. I had problems with like the back of the gun here rubbing into my hand. It's too thin for a 45, low capacity. I didn't shoot it well. Trigger was heavy. The trigger in this one feels a little bit better than the other one. And I was thinking, a year has passed. People said I got that one wrong. So let's take it back to the range. Man, this gun sucks. This gun sucks. And I don't say that about a lot of guns. There's some guns that I don't shoot well. No, this one sucks. I can go over the whole list now, but I did not film too many rounds going down range on this thing. I shoot this thing incredibly low because this trigger is so long. I did do a little bit of bench resting with this, or shooting up against a barrier, and I was able to get a good group if I pulled the trigger back very slowly and very methodically. But if I pulled the trigger any quicker, it would shoot low because that front of that gun wanted to go down. And man, this thing sucked. When I tried to shoot this thing fast, reinsert a magazine, I had it where it wouldn't pick up the first round off the mag. I had failures to feed. This thing just sucks. I'm sorry. And Richard, I really appreciate you loaning this to the channel, and I'm glad to make this content. But man, I just, for me personally, I feel like this is it's just a horrible gun. It might be the greatest gun in the world, and I know that people that buy these guns, they don't buy them to be range toys. They don't buy them to be, target guns. I totally get that. But I think even as just a practical gun, this gun is just so unenjoyable to shoot. This is my only option. I would never go to the range. I would never practice because it's so unfun. It just hurts. It hurts my hand to shoot. This little edge back here, this little beaver tail, it just digs right into my hand. And I don't know if you can see it or not. As I said, I just got back from the range. I know I've got two little red dots up here. Man, it just, a lot of recoil. It's thin for a 45. I don't shoot it well. I shoot it terrible. Absolutely terrible. I guess you can get some accuracy out of it if you really take your time. But if you're going to carry this for CCW, you're going to have to shoot this thing fast. And this thing this thing is horrible. And I'm sorry, Richard. I love you to death, man, but you might get mad at me and never lend me another gun. But this is just not the gun for me. And my thoughts on this is I know why people buy this gun, because it's cheap and it's affordable and they feel like, oh, and then they get, I guess, emotionally invested in the guns, and I've talked about that in the past. And anytime I review a more affordable price point gun, and I don't like it or don't shoot it well, the people that bought it, they always have to defend their purchases because they feel emotionally invested in it. I really feel like there are so many more guns that fit this philosophy of use that do it so much better. I mean, you got what, the Glock 30? You know, I know that's a little bit more expensive, but honestly, I just buy a used Glock 30. You could buy a Rock Island Armory subcompact 1911, which has about the same capacity, 6 or 7 rounds. I think you get a better gun for that at an affordable price. I just don't like this thing. And so when I do the range report revisit, it's not going to be like a full-on range report, but let me tell you, there's not many guns that I hate. There's guns I don't like. There's guns I don't shoot well, but I was trying to find something I like about it. This one is just, no, it looks like a brick. It shoots like a brick. It hurts. Trigger pull's long. Nah, it's just not for me. Anyway, did I offend some people out there? Maybe I did. All right, let's talk about the other gun. Now, the other gun is on loan to the channel from Colin. Now, this one really surprised me, okay? Because I'm going to say the shootability of this gun is off the chart. And this is the Ruger, what is it again? The P95DC. The P95DC. Older Ruger gun. Not a big fan of the aesthetics of it. It definitely looks like it comes out of the 80s or 90s. It's a big gun. Holds 15 rounds. But ergonomically and shootability of this gun is really nice. Really surprised me is that the slide is so easy to rack. So easy to rack. And I was kind of wondering if that's because maybe the recoil spring is not that good. I'm going to have a lot of recoil. No, this thing recoils excellent. I mean, the recoil impulse of this gun is excellent. It feels great. Easy to load. I think this is a great firearm for ladies that are looking for a larger firearm that might have issues racking the slide, because that slide is just so easy to manipulate. I really do like the fact that these magazine release buttons, you push forward to drop the mag. Yeah, that's really good. I like the decocker. The decocker works well, and the double action pull on this trigger is really light. So for a double action, single action, 9mm, almost full-size handgun, the shootability and ergonomics of this gun are really nice. I mean, it is a very comfortable gun to shoot. I shoot it okay. I will tell you, it took me a little bit to kind of figure out where the gun wants to shoot. I did have one issue with it, though, okay, is that I had parts of this gun falling off at the range. And maybe Colin is aware of this, but when I was shooting this faster, like if I did like the quick magazine change, or even when I did the hollow point test, and my wife caught this on camera and noticed it and let me know after filming, but the right side decocker simply can pull out. So I can't see anything in here that's supposed to hold it in place. I think maybe what's supposed to hold it in place is the extractor. That looks like the extractor goes into that hole, but there's a little slot in there for it, but I don't see any other detents. Maybe there was one that was in there that was supposed to be in there. I don't see it. So maybe the gun is missing parts. I didn't see anything at the range. If you shoot it slow, you don't really have an issue, but that right side decocker comes off that. You can put it right back in, but I'll have to maybe look at a schematic and see what holds that in. As I said, I don't see anything kind of immediately that makes me go, oh yeah, that's what's going to hold it in. Maybe there's something missing. I don't know. I don't know how that's supposed to be held in there. Maybe there's a missing detent, but if that's the case, it didn't have it in there because it popped it out. So I had parts falling off the gun. And while the gun has a good shootability rating to it, it's still a Ruger. And I know that's going to piss off people again. I'm not a big fan of Ruger, and I know sometimes I get mad at them because politically, Bill Ruger was not the most pro-Second Amendment guy in the world. And I know he has nothing to do with the company today. But I have always found when I shoot Rugers that the quality just isn't there. Like, I mean, they make good guns. In a way, they're like, oh boy, I'm piss people off. They're like Kel-Tecs. They're not as bad as Kel-Tecs, though. They're much better built guns. But they feel like they're too big, and they feel like they're just not the same quality. They're just not the same quality. The polymer isn't as nice. Yes, I know this is from the 90s, but it doesn't feel like Glock polymer. It kind of feels like cheaper polymer. I can see the molding lines in it. This slide is either stamped sheet metal or it's going to be cast. It just doesn't feel quality. And I don't know. And then I have parts of the gun falling off. That reminds me a lot of Kel-Tec. But the gun shot well. I mean, the shootability is nice. Ergonomic gun, very interesting. So I'm kind of excited to put together my thoughts on this gun. So I had those two experiences tonight. So the range trip wasn't the most exciting. This one surprised me in a lot of positive ways and one negative way. And this gun only reaffirmed my hatred of the CW45 from Kahr. I mean, I just don't like this gun. So I just wanted to do a little garage gun talk about guns that I shot at the range today, and my experiences with them. So what do you guys think? Do you guys own either of these two guns? And what do you think about them? And like I said about the Kahr, there's so many people out there that I know are always looking for confirmation bias. And I have to admit, I know that I'm a very blessed individual. Okay, I'm a very, very blessed individual in that I have more blessings in my life than what I deserve. Okay, I fully admit that, and I know that maybe sometimes I come off like a gun snob. Maybe I do, because I like higher end guns, but I like Glocks. I like mid range stuff too. And I know there's people out there that maybe the only gun they can afford at the time that they bought their gun was a Kahr CW45 or something like this. And they want to find videos of other gun reviewers and gun people to give them that confirmation. This is the greatest gun under $300. It's amazing. It's incredible. It matches the performance of a 2011 Staccato. They all want to hear that because it makes them want to feel like, yeah, I bought the right thing. It's awesome. This is what I can afford and so forth. And so that's why when I review a more affordable gun and I don't like it, I get so many people that just get on my case about it and say I got it wrong and they hate me. And I really did give this one another shot. I really honestly thought my opinions was going to change on it because I've grown a lot as a shooter in the past year. This particular example has definitely a better trigger than the other one. And I thought, I'm a more experienced and seasoned reviewer now. My opinion's going to change. Nope, it probably got worse. Man, I'm sorry, Richard. I'm sorry. But thank you for letting it to the channel. Should be a very interesting range report revisit because I know people are going to hate me. But that's what this is all about, That's what you get from the Texas Gun Vote. You get my honest opinions. And I tell you guys, you are free to disagree. This might be the greatest gun ever. You might say, Jerry Michalek shoots holds world records with that gun. It's the fastest gun ever. It's the most accurate gun ever, and whatever. Because I know people are going to say stuff like that in the comments. They're going to be like, I can shoot that gun at 1,000 yards. Trust me, I've had people say weird stuff like that with my pistol reviews. They're like, I can hit a target at 500, 100 yards without iron sights. Sure you can. Sure you can. And they get mad at me. That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, that's my experience. So you guys got to tell me what you think about these two guns. Do you own them? Have any experience with them? So just wanted to share my thoughts. And so that's what I wanted to talk about with guns tonight. So if you watch to the end, what can the word of the day be? What's the word of the day? Um, I got a good one because I said this word when I was at the range with this gun. Ouch. Ouch is the word of the day because this gun hurts me when I shoot it because the bottom of this little beaver tail or the back end, it's a sharp old edge. And man, the recoil of a 45 on a gun that thin coming right back into that little fleshy part of my thumb, it hurts. Ouch. Ouch is the word of the day, so I know if you made it to the end of the video. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And do you hate me when I review a gun and I give it low marks? So, as always, thanks for watching.